Hi, this is IndigoMoonAussies, and we're here today with two little friends left that hopefully will go play. This is the Star Collections litter, and Champion Mira and Champion Earnhardt, and they're going to be 12 weeks tomorrow. And we have Chara and Syrma. Syrma's the one with the white, and hopefully we can get some good movement. We've had absolutely horrible weather, so we haven't really been able to do movies, and inside it's just too hard because they just stay right under our feet. So they're happy to be back out here. It's probably about 50 degrees, so it's a little chilly for us, but for them it's perfect. They're doing great on their crate training. Doing really good, sleeping through the night. That's Syrma right there. She's definitely show quality. And Chara, as far as her balance, her structure, her movement, bone, definitely show quality. She has a little bit lighter copper. She also has greenish eyes. In fact, both of these bitches, their eyes are not dark brown. They're like a greenish brown. That's Chara up there playing King of the Hill. Chara we would consider show pet performance. She's got a great head, great temperament. She tends to be a little more animated, and she's a lot of fun. Yeah, go chase that. Syrma is a little bit more laid back in temperament, but she's very food motivated, very, very people motivated. So in that respect, and she's got on her show side full white front leg, full white collar. She's got an absolutely stunning head, beautiful face markings. Her face is just really, really gorgeous. On her non-show side, she has markings, even though she's not out of Rico, much like Rico. She's got white up to the ankle, and then copper, which the copper on her face and body, as you can see, is the deep, rich copper. And you know, I mean, it's all standard within standard light to dark. That's a good self-stack. Good turn of stifle on both these little girls. Very cobby. They've got a lot of bone. Syrma, we do want, we will keep her if it comes to that. I mean, we would really keep either of these two girls. Even though Chara has the lighter copper, as you can see, her movement, her top line and balance, that's Syrma jumping around. She loves her daddy. But they both are just really outstanding little girls. Now that was a really good stack that we saw of Syrma. We apologize. If you've read our website, you know that we suffered a terrible blow by losing our oldest boy, Lucky. He is not associated with any of our breeding program. There goes Chara. Good girl, Chara. Good job going up the slide. But he still was just unreplaceable, irreplaceable in our eyes, and it's been very difficult for us. And between that and 3 back-to-back snowstorms, ice storms, what have you, we just have not been able to really get out. You know, they, I think, can tolerate the weather better than we can. If you can hear in my voice, of course, in Arkansas, we have this terrible flu going around, upper respiratory. So I know it sounds like a lot of excuses, but we really had a tough time getting pictures and keeping up on the puppies. I haven't really done much promoting, but we would like to find homes, at least for Chara. Chara would be great as a family pet. She's got a very gentle nature to her. They both are exposed to the older dogs, and they're really not doing any biting at all. The bite inhibition is completely controlled. That we do paper train our puppies. For some people, they don't like that. But let's watch Chara, because she's got a nice neck. You know, whenever they don't have a white collar, sometimes their neck can be a little bit harder to see. That's Syrma. But you know, they are going to be 12 weeks, so they get leg under them at this age. They're both going to be built a lot like Ray And Shimmer, I'm going to say a little more so like gray. Maybe just because of the coloring, but very stocky. Like Chara really has a lot of bone. I mean, and Syrma really does too. And look at that movement, very clean. You know, I mean, you're going to see a little crossover at this age at basically 3 months. They're very open to people. Both of them are very social. We haven't gotten them out a lot because they still need that third set of shots, which they'll be getting here soon. But we've had a lot of people come over. Our son is a teenager, and they're very open to everyone. Both are very confident girls. So really, with Chara, I think she would make a great family pet, but I think she would do great in the show ring, actually. And Syrma, we definitely are looking for a show home for her. She just has so many redeeming qualities, both in structure and temperament. Great shoulder layback, like I said, great top line, great turn of stifle. Her head is just absolutely beautiful. Both their bites are very good right now. And in fact, we just checked them again, and of course they're teething really badly. But truthfully, we can't believe Syrma has not been snatched up. But we have faith in God and that He knows better than we do. That was a great little trot we got to see. And, you know, we just had a little bit of a setback, so she's got it caught on her leg. Chara had a hold of it and it was caught around Syrma's leg. How funny. See if we can get... Now that's a nice stack of Syrma's up here to see me. Of Chara, you can see, I mean, their top lines are so strong and level, and that's one thing we did see with the first cross. And the sire is owned by my dear friend Lori Farr of Ironhead Kennel and Farms. And she also has a Rico litter due any day now. So Rico and Scout, both champions. Sire and Dam of this litter are both champions. You'll have to excuse my voice. Like I said, we're all still recovering from this. Arkansas got hit really bad with this upper respiratory flu. And it's a cough and a sore throat and chest congestion that lasts almost like a month. So yeah, there's the two girls. They're having a great time getting to come out here to Playland. They're really enjoying their interaction with the older dogs. We don't let them run loose in the yard with the bigger dogs. Hey, Chara, did you come to say hi? They have beautiful eyes. They're not a deep dark brown. They're like a greenish. Some people would call that hazel. I've always thought of hazel as being greenish blue. But they have beautiful eyes. Beautiful little rears on both of these girls. There's Syrma. Hey, Syrma girl. And we're going to try to do some pictures, and we'll try to do some better stacking pictures. Not very cooperative puppies, huh? We've tried peanut butter, cheese. Got a little bit of water in that pool, but like I said, for them, we're just a little sensitive to the cold because we've been ill. For them, this is nothing. They've got a lot of coat. They've been washed and brushed, but of course in 2 minutes they're ishy again. So we're so glad to finally get a chance to do a movie. We tried to do a video inside in our kitchen and living room, but they stick too close. We just don't have the room to really get the movement. Oh, that's really nice movement from Syrma. She's really clean in the front. You know, pretty clean in the rear. Pretty typical to see them be a little hockey in the rear at this age. I don't really worry about that if I'm familiar with the lines and the sire and dam. And of course we evaluated them at 8 weeks. That's another beautiful movement. You can already see what we just saw with Syrma. Now Chara's doing kind of a flipper dance. They're daddy's girls too. They're very spoiled. He wants to keep them both, but we have enough. So that's Syrma. She's got the full white collar. She's just got just a beautiful face. But you can see even as puppies, especially I'm going to say with Syrma. Now that's really good of Chara moving too, actually. But you can already see the drive that she's got. really strong drive, just really stunning movement, which the sire and dam both come from lines that have great movement. Sorry, but that's the thing with taking the movies, is they want to come by us. What are you doing? So Electra was available, but she was just sold, and I'm thrilled to announce that she is sold to our neighbor on the left's daughter, which means I get to be involved and show her if I want and see her, so I'm really excited about that. So she is not with us. So we only have these two left. We debated on keeping Electra, but we just, for reasons we won't go into, we decided that it was meant to be for Electra to be with my friend Tanya's daughter, Lauren. She's an adult, she's not a child. I think she's almost 30. So she's there. As I had said, we had 7 females, 7 sisters, and there's movement from Chara, very, very clean, very, very clean. We had hoped for a male, is what we were hoping for. We really needed a male. One reason is Rico is not red factored, and we have a couple Rico daughters we could breed to, but we didn't get any males, so we're just kind of going to let the chips fall where they may. I would not hesitate, actually, like for example, if Syrma sold and Chara, I did not find the right home, and I'm very particular about the homes, I would not hesitate to keep Chara. They've disappeared on us. There they are, as a show prospect. I think her structure is so outstanding, and the bone, and again, in another week, the first litter is going to be a year old, and they are staying at about 18.5 inches, so they're very short cobby bitches. Just a lot of bone, a lot of what, you know, I really like to stay to standard, but I think we've found the perfect blend of what's really winning and successful out there in the show ring, but yet we're not breeding Shelties, because I'm not really in with breeding for size. That just happens to be what this is producing. Now Chara was just doing a little puppy. Of course, you know, as puppies, you get some good movement and some just silliness. But there's Syrma. They're drinking some dirty water, the fresh water. Why drink the fresh water when they can drink the dirty water? There's Chara moving. Chara's a little bit bigger all the way around, but I don't really foresee that the outcome is going to be she's going to have more bone than Syrma. I just think she's always been a little bit bigger pup. She's always weighed a little bit more, but I think, you know, for example, Shimmer was, or I take that back, Ray was the smallest as a puppy, and Ray has just turned out to die for. Perfect. So if you look at, again, if we look at the shoulder layback, the neck, Chara's got a really beautiful neck. Chara has a really pretty face too. And they're both very animated, very attentive. So they would do well in performance, a variety of homes. I love that trot. Syrma just gave us a really nice trot. And Syrma has that little dancy trot. She's a wiggle butt too. They love their daddy. So anyways, Star Collections, they were born on October 25th. We have 2 available, unless we end up keeping one, which, as I said, really I would keep either one. I had originally felt Chara might not be show quality, but I have to say that structure, even though her color, she's not a flashy bitch, her structure is just so dead on. that I have no reservations about her being able to finish. She's definitely show quality. She's got a beautiful face. So we appreciate you watching, and we're sorry for the lapse in all this, but we should be uploading this and hopefully updating the site later. We also have another litter sired by Rico, and hopefully I'm saying it right. That's Kay, and that's Wild Horse, and Perry is a blue merle female. So there's going to be blue merles in that, and they're due a couple weeks from now, I believe. But and if you've emailed me, I've had a lot of trouble. My email and site is all interconnected, and I've had quite a bit of trouble sending and receiving emails. So if anyone has emailed me about a pup and that you haven't heard from me, please call and leave me a message or text me, because I'm not able to respond, and I've gone back and forth. My provider is SBC, and they've just been of no help. They keep saying it's because they're updating their site. So I would never ignore anyone. I always answer. So the best thing to do is call and leave a message for me. And we appreciate you watching. Today is Thursday. I believe it's January 16th. And like I said, there'll be 12 weeks tomorrow. Time goes fast. IndigoMoonAussies, the Star Collections litter. Thanks for watching.